Hi, I'm Maggie Lakowski from Maggie Moon Tarot, and today I'm going to do an unboxing of the Bestiary Collectible box set. I have the Herbiary collectible set, and I couldn't wait to get this set. And this is by Maia Toll. Her cards and books are amazing. Here is the book. Isn't that just gorgeous? And it includes 36 oracle cards, guidance and rituals from 36 inspiring animals. Some we may be familiar with maybe, and some maybe not so much. That's what it was with the herbs, and that's great because we can learn about other ones. And it says, to the four-leggeds and the winged ones, and to those who swim the sea, thank you for remembering what we have forgotten. And then it says, every creature of the world is a book or picture and also a mirror for ourselves. And that's by Alan Dilley. And then Jane Goodall has a quote that she included. We are indeed unique primates, we humans, but we're simply not as different from the rest of the animal kingdom as we used to think. So as we begin, she's got a preface, an introduction, and then how to use the book. And then, she starts with the animals. And we'll look at the cards, and I'll do a reading. That she includes a pouch, a satin pouch for the cards. It comes in a box here. So we have the bear, sync with the cycles. A lot of times when the cards are new, they kind of stick. We have cow and bull, appreciate the process. The black snake, grow your truth. We have red salmon, navigate life with determination. Nature's connections, and that's the gray wolf. Don't want to miss any of them. Spring peeper, that's evolve your next becoming. I love that. How he's kind of hanging on that. The common raven, align your inner compass. Digest your past, the monarch butterfly. Discover the pattern, and that's the broad-winged katydid. These are gorgeous cards. The beaver, make manifest. Orca, dive under the surface. Listen for spirit, the barn owl. I love this. The house mouse, I have some, work together. Key to wisdom, the little owl. So these are amazing cards. So what I'm going to do is kind of separate them a little bit. I'll just go through them very quickly. You can look and read, and then I'm going to shuffle this way, and we'll do a little reading. And there was a suggestion, I think, on one of her posts on the reading that I'm going to use. So this way I can show them to you and get them unstuck at the same time. So when I shuffle, what she had suggested in one of her posts was shuffling, and then I think it was create two piles, choose one from the left pile, and that'll be your inner journey, one from the right pile, and that will be your physical. I think that was how you move through the physical world. So tapping in to the animal medicine. And so we will read in her book how she has broken it down and how to work with the animals and the cards and the readings. Honeybee, that's one of my favorites. I was a beekeeper in a previous life, many, many years ago. So I'm very partial to bees. There we go. A couple more, and okay, so I think we have them all unstuck. So I can do a shuffle. So while I'm shuffling, I'm getting them all together here. While I'm shuffling, um, just to make the intention for whatever you want to know. Maybe what you need to know, what needs to be shown, what animal medicine, what animal will speak to you. So slippery. There we go. Shuffle this way. These are bigger cards. I have smaller hands. So sometimes if I have a bigger space, I will just kind of just smoosh them all out and then just bring them all back together so I know that they're shuffled really good. It's like, and then when I do that, it's like I'm creating something. It's almost like a soup. Everything goes in and you decide, okay, everything gets mixed. Everything gets then woven or put back together, and then you can do your shuffle. So I'm going to make 2 piles. Okay, so it's windy here. I'm at the beach. And so I'm going to pick with my left hand, and this will be the inner journey, what I need to know. And this is Love Fiercely, the Whooper Swan. So let's take a look. You can see my picture is kind of banging in the breeze here. So I'm going to look up this card because she has in her other book different ways of working with the cards. So if we're using the Swan and Love Fiercely for our inner work, let's see where this one is. Page, oh, it even has the page number 67. That's great. You don't have to look at the index. Okay. So I'll hold it up and read. In the darkness of year's end, and it's kind of, we're kind of at the end, we're coming into the solstice. So it's the end of a season, it's an end of a time. Swans fly north. North is where spirits gather. So Swan willingly carries with her the souls of the recently departed. She loves them as fiercely and tenderly as she loves her own mate. And so she sees them all the way home. Some say that when she returns in spring, a wisp of those she carried clings to her, a mirror, a memory, making Swan feel like family, like kin, to those who have loved and lost. Perhaps that's why we sometimes see swans rising from the lake, shape-shifting into the form of our beloved, demanding the sacrifices that only the fiercest love can fathom. She reminds us that when we love fiercely, our love is truly never lost. So that's the message. But then she also shows how to work with the cards. So one is the ritual. Swan is woven into our world myth, teaching us of love that is above all tenuous. Swans tend to stick it out, mating for life and learning year after year how to live in partnership. So this is about, maybe doing our internal work. What do we need to live in partnership with? And so how do we find strength and endurance for this kind of love? Sometimes it's as simple as choosing it over and over again. That's the hard part, because everything now, we want everything so easy and quick. It's choosing it over and over, and it's choosing, and that's important because it's intention. Either before bed at night or the first thing in the morning, choose your love anew. Whether this is the love of a person, a pet, a project, yourself, and remember why you love what you love. In ancient Celtic cultures, marriages were set for a limited duration, giving the couple the opportunity to choose whether to stay or go at the end of the contracted time. Give yourself the same freedom of choice every day. And so the reflection is, will love change you? Many moons ago, a young hero named Angus fell in love. He fell hard and fast and forever, which was odd because he only had ever seen his true love when she visited in dreams. I think her name is Car, Caer. Car haunted his nights, singing to his heart till he was sick with love. But seeing her only in dream time, he had no idea she was the daughter of the fairy queen. Angus was listless and useless, wanting only to sleep and dream so he could be with her. Fed up, Angus's father sent him on a quest to find this mystery woman. He searched and sought and finally found her, quickly realizing she was no mortal woman but a fairy princess. He approached the fairy king and asked if he could court her. The king snickered, said, "Good luck with that, lad. She's a wild one. Ah, and the way she spends half of the year as a swan." The fairy king didn't realize the power of love to change both wild women and young heroes. Are you willing to transform yourself to understand the one you love? Angus was. He spent half of the year as a swan flying with her, his his swan maidens, and they lived happily ever after. How will love change you? Um, so this is our internal work, what we love, and we can always choose again. And then from the other column that I chose, the right hand, is the barn owl. Barn owl. And this is page 87. So let me turn to the barn owl and see what. And the book is illustrated so beautifully. So it really enlarges the card. So I mean, the card is pretty. They're pretty big cards, so you can see details. But listen for spirit. So this is how we move through the world physically, and it's interesting. Listen to spirit. On a dark, moonly night, barn owl swoops low over the fields. Her wing beats not only nearly silent, but creates a wake of quietude, a vortex of otherness. Crossing her path feels like crossing into elsewhere. And so, barn owl has long been a messenger between the worlds, bringing word from the realm of spirits and ghosts. Barn owl hunts even on the darkest nights, her ears picking up the small chattering of mice and the soft sound of grass brushing against a rabbit's skin. Or maybe she simply senses their souls as they go about their nightly business. Close your eyes, barn owl whispers, and open your ears to the sound of spirit. So it's got a ritual and a reflection. And since we're looking at how we move through the physical world, is maybe listening more. And the journey to spirit, it reminds us to connect with and find guidance in the whispering of spirit that lives within our heart. This simple meditation journey will help us reconnect to our own spiritual spark. And so it's got a meditation that you can go through and then journal. And then the reflection is learning to listen. It says sometimes in order to strengthen one sense, we need to dampen another. We're very used to approaching the world through our eyes. We need to see it for our own eyes in order to believe. Barn owl reminds us that sight isn't the only way to connect. Intuition and inner knowing can be seen with your eyes. So how do you define what's real for you? Does your intuition have a seat at the decision-making table? Often we forget. How do you work with the information you receive in dreams and meditations? And so insight, it says, is not a light bulb that goes off inside our heads. It's a flickering candle that can be easily snuffed out. And that's Malcolm Gladwell. And that's from The Power of Thinking Without Thinking. So when we look at these two animals, bring up the other one, for our inner life, this is my left hand, the whooping swan for our inner life, and that's loving fiercely and choosing what we love, going in and meditating and taking time on our inward journey is choosing what we love and knowing that we can choose again and loving fiercely. And what does that feel like? And then how we navigate our physical world is the barn owl. I guess I would flip it this way. No, this is my right hand over, you'll see it. And so this is about listening for spirit. So as we go through our physical world and on our physical journey, it's the listening, because we often, as Maya said, we often, we're often looking to see things, which is great, but listening is important too. And so listening for spirit to take us through in the physical world, because in our world, when we go out and do the things every day, the everydayness of our lives, we get so busy we do forget to listen. So this is the message coming for us today. It's a beautiful book, and when I opened it, it opened to my favorite. One of mine is the Honeybee Navigate by the Sun, and it is. I'm recording this around the summer solstice. So what a perfect bee and flower for this to end this. excuse me, to end this reading. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I know you're going to love the cards. They are sturdy. They have a gold on the side, beautiful back, and big enough that you can see all the details. And even in the bar now, when we were looking, we see the heart, and it's like a door, and there the heart is. Like in the cupboard, there's the heart. It's open. We see the candles. Um, he is perched on a scroll. So all of those things can be things that can mean something to you to navigate your physical world. And also by the Whooper Swan again, looking at what brings, and also color for me, this is a very calming color, so that I picked that for the internal message. And then this is actually a very vibrant color, and it actually came out. Let me put it closer because it has a lot of oranges and reds. And so for the summer solstice, the summertime, and um, going out physically into our world, and then the greens on the back. So I hope you enjoyed this little view of the illustrated bestiary set. And I think some of her sets come, these are the deluxe sets. And I don't know if she has everything out as a deluxe set. I think more are coming out because I think there's a crystal book and a few others. But I'm definitely going to be using this one in my readings. But I would just like to thank you for stopping by. But I would like to thank the animals that came out, the swans and the owl, that came out to give us guidance. So today I will give an offering. I will put them on my altar and leave an offering for them, for the gratitude for their wisdom coming forth. And so, as always, be well till we meet again. Peace always.